Peace and love, everybody. Islam to the Moors out there. I'm with a good friend I just met. Want to get his name again so he could put it on the record for himself. But I am Raymonde L. And
my name is Nathan.
Okay, Nathan. And one of the things that I just blew my mind and loved about Nathan, I love this brother right now, is that when he seen me and he seen my fez, because many know that it's the Moors that really wear the fez. This is a Moorish fez. It's not a Shriner fez. I want to make that a correction. The Shriners was passed this fez down from the Moors after the knowledge and education was given to them in the form of what's called masonry now, but it's really Moorish science. But I want to thank the good brother and let him know that I am very pleased that he honored me as who I am, a Moor. So this is Nathan right here, and
hey guys,
thank you so much, Nathan, for honoring me as
man.
a Moor, coming up to me and just acknowledging me as who I am, because I get a lot of grief and a lot of backlash, actually from the people that are Moors, but are classified as Negro, blacks, and coloreds.
Right.
And the one thing I love about the European Muslim sons and daughters, the European brothers and sisters, that many of them do not give me grief or backlash when I say I'm a Moor. They are, in a lot of times, total agreement with that. So
right. I stopped him because I saw that he was a Moor. I saw the fez, and I do a lot of research online. I see a lot of videos, and I see the Moors standing up for themselves against this oppressive government and the way that people are trying to treat them, and actually standing up for the rights of the individual and who they are. And I'm not well versed on all the philosophy and everything behind the Moors, but I do appreciate that they're standing up for themselves as individuals and taking back their power that they have, because these oppressive governments have taken that from all peoples, regardless. And more people standing up and actually taking action against the oppressive governments, to me, anybody that can do that is awesome, in my opinion, and is a brother regardless to me, because those are the people standing up for who they are as individuals and their cultures, that I really appreciate in this world.
And thank you so much for that. One of the things that we are principled by as Moors is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And that is for all human beings on the planet Earth. And that's why Moors say we are here to uplift fallen humanity. Because one of the things that has happened to humanity is, like he said, we've been oppressed. And one of the oppressions that has happened to us is true knowledge. Real knowledge of the planet, real knowledge of people on the planet, and especially us Moors, who have, like I said before, has been classified as Negroes, blacks, coloreds, Afro-Americans, African-Americans, when none of these are nationalities. None of these you can find on a map to point towards as a nation state and have no true representation as a nation nowhere on planet Earth. But as Moors, we have a representation as a nationality, as a nation, as a people. So this is just a beautiful thing, and I love when people come together and don't look at each other as separation, but look at each other as brotherhood, because that's what we are. It's only one race on the planet Earth, and that is the human race. And what we are as families are quote-unquote nations. And this is just a marvelous thing. So I had to get the good brother on tape, on video. I'm sharing this on YouTube, I'm sharing this on Instagram, and I'm sharing it on Facebook. But I'd like to ask the good brother Nathan, what of the Moorish knowledge do you know, and how did you come into knowing this knowledge of us being Moors here?
So the way I first got introduced to the Moors is actually looking into, I guess you could call it the free man movement. People that are trying to establish their own kinghood, their own sovereignty within whatever nation they're in. All across the world, people are trying to establish that they are the sovereign. Nobody has power above them. The only authority that we have above us is God, period. Nobody else. And we've been kind of convinced to look at governments and police and things like that as an authority to us. And to me, nobody has authority over me but God. Now, I take all personal responsibility for my actions. And if I do something against somebody that that comes against morals, right? Things that we all understand inherently are right and wrong. Then I have to face those repercussions. I don't need people telling me, oh, you can't walk here. You know, right now we're in a state park right now. People tell me, oh, you can't take pictures, this, that, or the other. I'm out here doing some photography, actually, you know, trying to do some observations, long distance, things involving the shape of the earth. And I'm out here, you know, and I ran into this awesome gentleman right here. And the thing I know about the Moors is from researching that free man movement. People that are trying to understand what their real, actual upbringing is. You know, we've been all kind of enslaved into this society, and I see the Moors on YouTube standing up for themselves and saying, hey, you don't have authority over me. And correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the Moors are saying that, you know, you all were indigenous peoples here.
Yes, yes, most definitely.
And being indigenous people, how can somebody come in and say, oh, now it's my rules, my regulations, my things you have to follow? And I just appreciate anybody who's standing up for their right and their individual right to be their own authority, and the only authority over them is God, period, you know, in my opinion. So anybody doing that draws my attention, and that's why I watch a lot of videos from the Moors. And yeah, so that was my introduction initially.
And that was beautiful, very eloquent, greatly expressed. And he's right about us Moors being aboriginal, indigenous, autochthonous to the land. Autochthonous means from the soil. No one brought us here on ships. We were here before the landmass actually separated. It's proof, documented proof, that there were people on Earth before there was separation of the lands. Matter of fact, I seen a YouTube video a few years ago where they show human footprint contemporary with dinosaur footprint. So we have to get out of the mindset and the thinking that that people were not here, or someone brought someone else here. That's just nonsense.
Right.
And we have to start learning the truth about world history and digging deep. I think that's one of the things that people are so afraid of, is that once they find out something, now they're responsible for that knowledge. And people don't want to be responsible in these days and times. I've had many people tell me they'd rather live the lie than know the truth. And that's a shame, because some of those people have children who they scorn for lying. So isn't that an oxymoron, or wouldn't that be considered hypocritical? So I am so elated and so just in awe that it's a thing that's being really recognized today. And one of the things about us Moors is that we're not defying any so-called government, because it's coming to our knowledge that what we consider to be government is really corporations acting as government.
Right.
Government is the people. It's the people that vote people into offices to speak on their behalf of the jurisdictions that they're a part of. So we got to start understanding the power of the people. And the people need to start coming together and holding these people accountable if they're not standing up to what they took an oath to, which is the Constitution. Now, if people don't understand, there's a treaty of peace and friendship between the Moors and the United States. And out of that treaty came the Constitution. If you go into Article 6 of the Constitution, it states treaties that the United States are bound to or are involved in. So once Moors express that treaty of peace and friendship that coincides with or along with the Constitution, we are expressing the rights of the people. And we mean all people. It's just not for Moors. It's for all people that dwell on the land of North America, which is really North Morocco. This is Morocco. If people don't understand or know that knowledge, we are standing on Morocco, northwest of Mexico, northwest Africa, because at one time this was recorded as Africa as well. I also want to ask, or let the good brother Nathan explain more of his being out here and what he's doing to bring some further awareness or knowledge of what he's presenting to the world.
Right. So before I get into what I'm doing, I wanted to go to your point, you know, talking about people digging deep. And just your use of that phrase is very poignant, because I think we've been lied to about our history, big time. Our history books don't tell us the truth. It's just a glossing over. The winners of this conquering want to tell you what they want you to hear. And I think the history of the world, period, the history of this continent, the history of Europe, Asia, all the histories have been glossed over and changed, in my opinion. And the more I dig deep, and literally digging into the soil, you know, they're coming back and they're digging up places like Göbekli Tepe that has been covered. Nobody covered their society. Something happened, whether it's a flood of some sort, something. There was more advanced people on this earth a long time ago that we're not being told about, that we're being lied to about, to just say, oh, we're at the pinnacle, we're at the height of our evolutionary point as human beings, and we just now got all these technologies. Well, if you look back, the technologies that people have that are being found, that are being suppressed by the Smithsonian and other institutes, we had knowledge, we had power, we had a much more advanced society and civilization back in the day that they're trying to hide from us for some reason. I don't know why.
Right.
Was it more oppressive? Was it a free people? Was it people living peacefully together, and that's what they don't want? Did they conquer the peaceful individuals of this planet and take over and institute these oppressive dictatorships, these oppressive governments, all run by corporations who are taking money from the good, hardworking people, like myself and this brother? We're working day in and day out to have money stolen from us by corporations. And when you look into it, that's what governments are. But I'm actually out here. I've been in a debate with friends. I'm originally from St. Louis. I've been in debates with friends back home about, you know, I started looking into where we live and have we been lied to. I started looking into, you know, footage of space. What is this earth that we live on? And I think we've been lied to about that. So I'm out here doing observations across Tampa Bay to see how far we can see across water, because based on the spherical geometry of an Earth that's supposed to be 25,000 miles in circumference, it should be 8 inches per mile squared distance of drop as you look out. You should see 8 inches per mile. And that's miles squared, which means it's not just 8 inches and then another 8 inches. You square that mile. So the drop is exponential, and it becomes apparent. So I'm out here trying to see what I can prove for myself, doing my own scientific experiments, not just trusting people online or trusting some video that I've seen. I'm doing my own observations. I'm getting my own videos. I'm doing my own research to see what are my observations. Can I see that 8 inches per mile squared? Are we living on a globe? Are we maybe living on a plane? Is there more Earth? Is there more land? Is there more to this Earth that we've been lied to about? Because maybe, hey, maybe the people that are controlling us are trying to keep us maybe in one specific area of this Earth. I don't know. I'm just trying to ask questions. And that's why I stopped this gentleman here, because I wanted to ask him some questions about Moorish philosophy, because I do see what those people are doing to stand up for themselves and their people and their culture. And to me, that's awesome, man. And I wish I could do more of the same. I'm just now getting started on my journey as well.
Thank you so much. And one of the things that you can do and help out with this national and divine movement is start letting people know that when they see quote-unquote black people or African Americans or whatever the people are calling themselves this week, and that's not a joke. I mean, I've never seen a people or heard of a people that went through so many different titles. So which one really affixed to us? Which one are we? And the one we are is the one that's of a national descent. But it can start being explained by others other than Moors, because we catch a lot of grief trying to express this to others, that we are Moors. So if others were part of that paradigm and say, no, those are not black people, those are Moors, it would carry a little bit more weight. And one of the things, and this is no disrespect to the brother Nathan here, but one of the things I notice about my people is that they will listen to him being of, you know, European descent because of the mind games that's been played on the people here, other than someone that looks like them, which I feel is a shame, because the one person I listen to more than anybody on planet Earth is the one who gave birth to me. That's my mother. You know, so if my mother sits me down and tells me something, I'm all ears, because not only is that's my mother, she looks like me. She favors me, or I favor her. So why would I be afraid to get information from someone that looks like me? But then I get it again because even our own have tricked us. And that goes on both sides of the coin. That's not just for Moors. The European brothers and sisters have been tricked too.
Yep.
We look at this brother and he's not white.
I've been tricked to believe, you know, that I should live under this authority here in this country or any country, or, you know, that we should even have to pledge allegiance to a specific country just because I live here. You know, that's I associate with the people here, not the government here. All I see from government is oppression. Period.
So I want to reiterate that people are not crayons. I'm sorry to let y'all know that. Really, I'm not sorry to let y'all know that. We're not crayons. I'm not black. My skin is not black. My beard is. These headphones I have on is, but my skin is not. My skin is of a brown shade tone. This good brother right here is not white. If you can see, he has a shade, he has a tone about himself. So we have to get out of the color identity because no one else in the world recognizes themselves as that. There is no black delegation at the United Nations. There's no white delegation at the United Nations. There are people that are Irish descent, Scottish descent, Polish descent, just like there's people of Brazilian descent, or we consider Mexican descent, or things of that. So once we start to get out of that paradigm, then we can start to reconnect as human beings, because human beings don't equate themselves as colors. They don't equate themselves as crayon people. They equate themselves as nationalities. And the world is filled with nation states. I had to express to someone that people are not African. Africa is a geographical location. In Africa, there's 50 plus nations there. So someone of that geographical location has a nation state they can point to on a map and say, that's where I'm from. I'm Nigerian, I'm Senegalese, I'm Sudanese, I'm Egyptian. They don't say color. And once we get out of that paradigm, then we can start coming together as the human race that we are and start to fix that problem that we have with one another of not recognizing each other as human beings. I'm not 3/5 of a human being. I'm a full human being. Right. This man is not 3/5 of a human being. He's a full human being. We both have bones. We both have skin. We have blood that goes through our veins. We are both right now breathing the same air. No different. So once we get out of that separation mentality, we can start to help each other, and we can start to correct the problems that is going on with our quote-unquote governments, to start recognizing people as human beings. I don't want to hold this good brother up, and I myself was in a little class at the moment before he stopped me.
Sorry, man.
Oh, no problem with that, because this is class too. This is a session and lessons too. But I want to let the good brother get back to what he's doing.
Before I go.
And yeah, before he go, I do want to allow him to speak a little more.
Yeah, so on your point, man, we're all just human beings, and the more people watch television, the things that, even when it comes down to like elections and things like that, which I don't participate in, when you see the media, all they want to do is they want to put people into categories. How are black, middle-aged females voting? How are white, younger males voting? And they want to tell you, because they want to tell you, this is your category. They want to put you in that category. And then they want to tell you what other people in that category think, so you think the same way. That's the television messing with your head. That they're trying to put you in a box, because him and I might have the exact same views on everything in the whole entire world. But if you watch the television, they're going to tell you that him and I are different. We're not. We're people. We're human beings. We might have differences of opinion, but differences of opinion is just a difference of opinion. It has nothing to do with my skin tone. It has nothing to do with the color of my eyes. It has nothing to do with that. I mean, we do grow up in this world, and we see through the lens of who we are. That is correct. The things that happen to me and the things that happen to him are possibly different because of the way people perceive them. But the problem is we get ingrained with how to perceive people, and that's the problem. We get taught at a young age to respect the authority. That's the way school is structured. And then we get taught, possibly through our parents and our culture, to, oh, those people or that people or whatever, to have an opinion about it, because that's the way they were taught. And we have to work together now to break those chains, in my opinion, because all that does is that compartmentalizes your brain and gives you an opinion, a skewed opinion. And you just have to look at people, not as colors, not as gender, whatever. There's obviously differences between people. There's differences between gender, but we're all one people. We don't need to stress about differences. We need to talk about what we are as people as a whole. What are our similarities as a people? What is our struggle? What do we really need to focus on? And in my opinion, you know, there's bigger fish to fry than these little compartmentalizations of opinion and how you view the world and people based on race, sex, color, religion, nationality, any of that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
yes.
Just wanted to say that.
Thank you so much. This is one beautiful morning. I kind of woke up a little discouraged this morning because, you know, going on my apps because, you know, I do landscaping and mowing here in the Tampa, and, you know, some of my jobs.
I'm getting ready to get into that, man.
Hey, it's a great business, man. Yeah, great business.
We'll stay in touch for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're going to exchange information and stuff like that, so we can definitely stay in touch. Lost a couple of jobs, and some got rescheduled, so my week coming up, it was kind of going to be funny, but, you know, this right here, it just leveled everything out. Now I'm on cloud 9, as they say. And it's always wonderful and beautiful to meet beautiful people. And we got to understand we are beautiful people, all spectrums of the rainbow. Get out of your mundane thinking, get out of your lower self, as the Prophet Noble Joe Ali told us. Get into your higher self, your higher intellect. Question things. Quit just going with things. Question things, because without questions, there's no answers. And that's what we are here to do. We are here to seek answers. We have a purpose here, all of us. Some of us are here to bring enlightenment and encouragement to the world. Some of us are here to just be assholes. I'm just keeping it real. That's not against anyone. That's just how it is. But understand what your purpose is. And if your purpose is to uplift and build up humanity, get to your job and do the best at your job. So, like I said, I don't want to hold the good brother up too much longer. I want to thank him so much for stopping, recognizing who I am, because that's one of the greatest things in the world, is for someone to recognize who someone else is and show that respect. And until further, this has been Raymonde Wimpy L. signing out. All praises due to Allah, and I don't want to get nobody twisted and thinking I'm thinking of some spookism. When I say Allah, I mean arm, leg, arm, head, which describes the human body. Exactly. People. Peace.